They're not even...
It's not even bubbling yet.
It's not even bubbling.
It starts
I think it's okay.
Continuing our SnyderVerse coverage, we have some new information that Zack Snyder is teasing Justice League 2 and 3 again. The Ayer Cut is getting support from Will Smith, the scene has leaked, and so much more. So yo, what is good YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, please make sure to subscribe, turn notifications on, share, comment the video to help this video out in the algorithm. Check us out on Instagram if you want to see the beautiful face behind the beautiful voice at Warstu on Instagram. Also check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, because I've got like 5 followers over there, and if you want to interact with me over there, that is the best way. So let's break this down. So as we know, Zack Snyder is very active with his fans on Vero, and although he's very busy working on his Netflix franchises that he's making, he still has time to tease and bring up Justice League. So if we go back to Thanksgiving back in November, we don't do that here in England, but I believe that's when it was, Zack Snyder teased Final Crisis, one of the biggest events ever in DC Comics history. Now this was placed strategically behind the turkey. It's all connected, it's all because of the turkey. So as we know, Zack Snyder's publicly said this, that there's always a subliminal hidden message in everything. So he was teasing Final Crisis. Now we know restoring the SnyderVerse has nothing to do with Walter Hamada's plan and Toby Emmerich's plan for whatever's going on with the future of the DC universe, with Batgirl, with the Flash movie, etc. The SnyderVerse is kind of running on its own timeline, and it doesn't really matter what happens with the future of the new DCEU, if you like. So it's on its own pathway. So everything else is irrelevant. Whatever happens in the Flash movie is irrelevant. Whatever happens in Black Adam is kind of relevant because it's part of the ShazamVerse, which is part of the SnyderVerse. But that was a teaser back then. As we know, this merger with Discovery has pretty much gone through, but it won't be finalized till April, May. And then we will know what the head of Discovery, who will become the head of Warner Bros. Discovery when they form a new company, he will be in charge of everyone. So if he wants to restore the SnyderVerse, he will. If he wants to restore talent, he will. If he wants to restore creativity, he will. Because let's be honest, guys, Matrix 4 was mediocre. You can't have Keanu Reeves and have a mediocre movie. So I really hope they restore the whole of Warner Brothers back to making great movies and not half-what, somewhat movies. Now, we know that Christopher Nolan's next movie is gonna take place at Universal because Warner Brothers and HBO annoyed everyone when they chucked everything onto streaming without any prior engagement. In fact, Warner Brothers is being threatened to be sued because of how bad Matrix 4 did. The same with Godzilla vs. Kong, although Godzilla vs. Kong banged just under $500 million. When You Know What's Going On in the World was actually at its largest, but it still banged and they still got compensated. So pretty much the reason most talent have left working with WB is because of what happened during whatever was going on in the world. So recently, Zack Snyder shared some love on Vero with an image that said, Justice League streaming the 3rd of the 18th, 2021. Okay, that they do the dates differently in America. So that is March the 18th, 2021, which was the anniversary of the Justice League. So he tweeted this image, although it was on Vero as well, but it's what it says. So it says the following: I must ride with my knights to defend what was and the dream of what could be. I must ride with my knights, that's the SnyderVerse, to defend what was. So he's on about obviously defending the SnyderVerse and the Snyder fans. And then he says, and the dream of what could be. And that is us getting the vision that we seen in that nightmare scene. I just want to see a badass Superman and a badass Darkseid. And Batfleck returned just for Justice League 2 and 3. As we know, Batfleck was gonna die anyway during this saga. It doesn't really make a difference. Release the SnyderVerse. You can't really release the SnyderVerse because it's not even being filmed yet, but the ideas are definitely there. And for all you guys know, Zack has a plan already with Discovery behind closed doors, because although officially they are not allowed to talk about things, unofficially they can do whatever the hell they want. Now, as I've still alliterated always on this channel, I support Marvel, I support DC, whether it's SnyderVerse or whether it's the future of DC. I'm not going to boycott the Batman movie. In fact, I'm going to be watching Batman next week on a press screener in the UK. 4K early on, a week before it comes out, so that's gonna be cool. So, because I'm not one of these people like, we're not gonna watch the Batman and Black Adam, but you're gonna go to see it anyway. So if you're gonna boycott DC, just be transparent and do it, and don't make out you're not going to watch any other movie that's not in the Snyderverse continuity, because let's face it, guys, that's just nonsense. So something that actually came up on Twitter was the special placement. Is this confirming the Snyderverse and Justice League 2 and 3? It's happening. Don't worry, guys, I won't put that in the title. I know that really triggers you. It triggers me because I hate doing it. So if you look at the alignment, Warstu, when you edit this video, overlay it, you see it says Justice League Snyder 2 is in Zack Snyder's Justice League 2. Oh my god, he's literally just confirmed it. No, he hasn't really, but he is teasing it because he likes to tease. Zack Snyder is a tease, but there's always, where there's bait, there's always clicking. Where there's clickbait, there's always reason. And when there's reason, there's always an answer. So we are coming up to the anniversary of the release, the Snyder Cut, on the 18th of March. So there will be some massive fan event getting it trending and stuff like that on that day, most likely. Now, I know a lot of you guys go, well, Stu just jumped from Marvel to DC all the time. No, guys, I've been transparent throughout the whole continuity of the Warstu channel. I've always covered everything. Like I've said previously, unless we get a lot of new information, I'm not going to keep talking about the Snyderverse, because currently there isn't much information. But today there was. I know I'm a couple of days behind on this, but there's been a lot of Marvel stuff to cover. But there is also some other cool stuff to talk about. The Ayer Cut. Will Smith recently said, yes, I want it all. I want it, because realistically Will Smith will be the main star of it. So there is a lot of information going around about said Ayer Cut. And the Ayer Cut is pretty much done, guys. It's pretty much good to go on HBO Max. So it realistically doesn't make any sense why they haven't released it. Pretty much David Ayer has said on record that it is literally good to go within a certain degree. So there is a leaked scene come out for the Joker with Harley Quinn. And if you look on Twitter, there's actually a scene where you can see the comparison between the theatrical release and what actually happened in the real cut. Now, I won't post it here because of the way it works on YouTube, and I don't want to mess my relationship up with WB because it's not worth it. But you know exactly what I'm talking about. There's such a massive tonal change in the Ayer Cut. The Ayer Cut is much more savage. So many deleted scenes. So the main differences from the theatrical release and the Ayer Cut is, in the Ayer Cut, it's the same mature dark tone as the Comic-Con 2016 trailer that was in line with BVS. As we know, the Ayer Cut was supposed to be the prequel and set up Steppenwolf before we got to the Snyder Cut. So it would make a lot more sense. And if you watch the Ayer Cut and then watch Zack Snyder's Justice League, it will make a lot more sense. Additional Jared Leto scenes. Apparently there's enough for literally an extra hour, including him making a deal with Entrances and coming into contact with the Squad. Explores more of the abusive relationship between Joker and Harley Quinn. And that's really at the vocal point of the relationship between Harley Quinn and Joker that people wanted to see. Don't get me wrong, I didn't think the Suicide Squad was that bad, but when you know there's another cut out there, you've just gotta see it. New ending with Parademon Boss, which is more in line with Zack Snyder's Justice League. Come on, guys, it's there. Get it trending. Get it trending. I've been here since day one. I keep dipping in and out. I don't dip in and out. I just can't talk about this subject all the time. I do appreciate all the love and support you guys constantly give me on Instagram, Twitter, and the YouTube comments. So let's go on. Kitana plays more of an impactful role, because it was almost like they cut her role out of the movie, realistically. Diablo has a different conclusion. Romance between Harley and Deadshot. Now that would be a very interesting thing to see. Different, more somber soundtrack. Now, whereas in the kind of, I guess you say, studio cut, it was over-edited, hyper-saturated style tone with more humorous scenes. Only around 9 minutes of the Joker, which is ridiculous because there's supposed to be so much more Joker that we didn't get. And also in the real cut of the Ayer Cut, allegedly, this is only allegedly, guys, there is so much Batfleck stuff that we didn't even get to see. It's completely tonal different third act, different score. Will Smith essentially is the main lead. Margot Robbie is the female lead. She wants to see it. They've all publicly said it, that they want to see it. And with the success of the Suicide Squad movie and Peacemaker on HBO Max, they haven't really got any content coming out for a while. Wouldn't it actually make sense, to be honest? And the fact that James Gunn keeps supporting Ayer Cut related tweets, it would make a lot of sense. More of Ben Affleck, a lot more Ben Affleck scenes apparently, before his alleged emotional send-off in The Flash, which from what I'm hearing, it's kind of left open, so it's not really an emotional ending, but we've got to see. So, obviously in the theatrical cut, rarely touched on Joker's toxic relationship with a Harley Quinn relationship. Didn't really touch on it, not as much as it should have done. Characters like Entrances, Katana and Diablo's stories felt rushed, whereas on the real version, very impactful tonal stuff, oversaturated with poppy soundtracks. So yeah, it's just a post I found on Twitter. I found it interesting, but we could go into it more in depth. So obviously, there's first 40 minutes are very different. Joker Harley dance scene, Joker Harley therapy scene, audible much longer. Joker breaks into Arkham. More of Joker's goon breaking into Van Crisis Labs. More of the Joker in the car. More of the Joker in someone's bed. Joker helicopter dialogue, not dubbed. Chemical bath scene is way longer. No popping music. Extra shots of Batman, reference to Robin. That would have been cool. Really cool. Joker and Entrances possible. Joker nightmare dream sequence. Tone of Joker rescuing Harley at the end is very different, as you can see in the leaked clip that somehow came out, which backs up there is more information. No quick flashes and neon colors. Title card is different. Extra dialogue referencing Superman. Katana gets possessed by Entrances, and Diablo, not the video game, and Diablo doesn't die. So there is a lot of differences. I do want the Ayer Cut to come out, but as I keep saying, guys, I can't keep making SnyderVerse and Snyder Cut content unless there is actually some substance. So is Zack Snyder teasing Zack Snyder's Justice League 2 by placing the Snyder, the 2, and yeah, the Justice League logo, the Snyder and 2. Yeah, interesting. Happy 214, which was the original runtime of the actual movie, so that's why I said that. I wish I could tell you more about the Batfleck project, guys. I mean, there is information coming out about it, but I don't think it's going to see the light of day. But I get told a lot of stuff behind the scenes, but I tend to just not say anything anymore because it's not really worth saying it, because I can't really show you the evidence I have that there always was something in the pipeline. But it is interesting how when people like, and Daniel RPK started saying, yeah, Batfleck, Ben Affleck was offered something, but he turned it down, and people are like, oh right, so there was actually some Ben Affleck stuff in the pipeline. Yeah, essentially from what I'm understanding, Ben Affleck turned down being essentially Batman again properly because he doesn't believe in whatever this vision is. Yes, he did come out and said he had a great time on set, but of course he had a great time on set. He was with his boy Jason Momoa. So essentially why Michael Keaton has got the mentor role is because Ben Affleck was like, yeah man, I'm good. But we all want to see that nightmare scene. And yes, I've seen the images of Michael Keaton on set, but what a lot of people aren't really saying is the following. Jim Gordon's got a wig on, standard, which means it's a flashback scene, standard, which means this is probably a 30-year-old clip in a flashback sense. But some people seem to think it's in present day, unless they're giving Jim Gordon like his hairline back and he's had some hair transplant or something. He looks younger. It's almost to me like they're trying to make it younger. So I believe it's flashback scenes. Now there is a lot of footage for the Batgirl actually being posted on Twitter. I wouldn't say it's leaked because it's not actually leaked. They're filming in public spaces, so technically you can put on there. But YouTube is YouTube, and I never know how the studios will react, even though based on fair use policy you would be allowed to use it. But for safety reasons, I'm probably just going to include some overlay pictures and then zoom in like I always do. So like always, guys, I hope you appreciate this SnyderVerse. Restore the SnyderVerse. Zack Snyder's teasing Justice League 2 and 3 again with Justice League Snyder 2. Zack Snyder Justice League 2. I must ride with my knights to defend what was and the dream of what could be. So that tells you that Zack Snyder still wants to make the following movies, but it wouldn't happen at earliest to 2024 because he's pretty much wrapped up with his own variation of Star Wars, Rebel Moon on Netflix, that looks freaking fantastic. And yes, we probably will cover it when it does come out. So like always, guys, thank you very much for all the love and support on the Zack Snyder, Justice League, DC, Marvel, and all the content we do on this channel. The support's been overwhelming recently. The support has been fantastic. So if you could subscribe to the channel, turn notifications on, share this video everywhere, tell everyone about your boy Warstu. Check us out on Instagram if you want to see the gym related videos and me post about all this Marvel, DC, pop culture based stuff. And also check us out on twitch.tv/Warstu. Check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.